Welcome back to Ask Away Wednesday. We're going to have a follow-up to our previous question about AI and LLMs within data governance in our prediction around 2024. James made reference to something called the intern problem and the Samsung problem. And James, I was just wondering if you could kind of expand on what those problems are.
Yep, the names are made up, so and they're all ours. So if I need to use different names, Samsung, just please let me know. But essentially, they're focused around the two kind of categories of issues that we're seeing already in 2023 with using these types of technologies. The intern problem is a data access problem, and the Samsung problem is a data ownership problem. So to start first on the Samsung problem side. There was a story that was out there where anybody in the silicon industry knows that yield and processes to print silicon is the most proprietary information that these fab companies can have. And an engineer at Samsung or similar uploaded a lot of proprietary information about yield and processes into an LLM, the ChatGPT, most likely, to ask it to help streamline the process. Subsequently, another person asked questions about the same area, and the LLM returned information that was given to it by Samsung. So proprietary information was leaked. I think that's the data ownership problem. And so until the large language model providers can accurately tell you where these models are getting their answers from, it's going to be very difficult to trust anything that's public or SaaS hosted. So I think you'll see, because of the data ownership problem, you'll see a lot of privately run and privately held models, which is kind of reminiscent of how computers and data centers began before the cloud and SaaS really began. So that's the Samsung problem. It's a data ownership problem. How do you make sure that whatever you give to this LLM stays within your walls if it is proprietary information? The intern problem is a data access problem. One of the goals with these LLM platforms is to give them or it as much information as possible, and we're seeing a lot of companies start in the HR space. So you can have a bot that can tell you about your benefits, your 401ks, different types of things, but you're now going to be giving more information to a computer system than you probably ever have. And how do you prevent an intern from asking a system questions about compensation or legal matters or anything else that an intern would normally not have access to? How can the LLM know not to answer certain questions to certain people? And so there's obvious answers around, well, you can parse the prompts and try to understand who the user is and determine if they can or cannot ask this question. But then you essentially need an LLM to read all those prompts. And so how do you solve this problem? I don't have the answer, but those are the two major challenges from a data governance and data security space that are going to need to be solved before these large language models can hit production at scale. So that's the intern problem and the Samsung problem.
I guess my question would be, for the Samsung person, did the analyst who was trying to get insight out of that data, did they get what they needed?
I don't know, and my guess is even if they did, they won't raise their hand and say that they did benefit, because my guess is they're hiding below their desk right now. So.
Yeah, my hope is that they got shown the door. So
Right.
anyway, that's a little more context on kind of the previous episode of Ask Away Wednesday. If you have any questions about that, go ahead and ask, and we'll be here next week to answer more questions. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.